Brian Littrell, famed member of the Backstreet Boys, is making headlines once again, but this time it's not for a chart-topping hit. The 50-year-old singer has filed a lawsuit against the Walton County Sheriff's Office in Florida, alleging that law enforcement has repeatedly failed to protect his private beachfront property from trespassers. Littrell, who purchased a multi-million-dollar beachfront home in Santa Rosa Beach in early 2023, under the name of his company, BLB Beach Hut, LLC, says he has been facing daily invasions of privacy and safety. According to the suit, strangers regularly trespass on his clearly marked private beach, often confronting or filming him and his family despite no trespassing signs, flagged boundaries, and placed beach furniture indicating the limit of public access. A battle over boundaries. At the heart of the lawsuit is the tension between private property rights and public beach access, a long-standing issue in coastal Florida. Littrell's property extends to the high tide line, which under Florida law marks the division between public and private beach space. Anything above that line, he asserts, is legally his and off-limits to the public. However, Littrell claims that this boundary is being repeatedly violated. He has cited numerous incidents where people knowingly entered his property, sometimes taunting his family or filming them. One particular episode detailed in the legal filing involves trespassers, allegedly, attacking a property manager and stealing documents from a table set up on the beach. Despite multiple 911 calls, Littrell claims no deputies responded, and in one instance, the emergency dispatcher even hung up on him after 3 calls. "They're coming after my family." In a recent interview, Littrell expressed frustration and concern for his family's safety. He emphasized that this isn't about fame or entitlement, it's about basic rights. "They're coming after my family," he said, noting that the intrusions feel more targeted than random. He also expressed confusion and anger over why the local sheriff's office refuses to intervene, especially after he submitted an official trespass authorization form that grants law enforcement permission to remove violators from his land. According to the lawsuit, deputies have not only failed to act but have openly dismissed Littrell's concerns. One deputy allegedly told him, "I don't agree with private beaches," while another dismissed his legal stance as lunacy. These dismissals have added fuel to Littrell's frustration, prompting him to seek a court-ordered writ of legal mechanism that would compel the sheriff's office to enforce the law and remove unauthorized beachgoers from his property. No arrests, just accountability. Littrell is not asking for the arrest of the trespassers. Instead, his legal team is solely requesting that deputies enforce existing trespassing laws. According to the complaint, allowing this behavior to continue sends a dangerous message that private property laws are optional, not enforceable. If the sheriff can ignore this, then any private property owner in Florida is vulnerable, said Littrell's attorney. Property rights in Florida would exist only on paper. The singer's lawsuit aims to challenge what he describes as a pattern of known enforcement that threatens the integrity of property ownership in the state. He argues that no homeowner, celebrity or not, should be forced to tolerate repeated violations of their personal space without the protection of the law. Sheriff's Office response: the Walton County Sheriff's Office has acknowledged the lawsuit but declined to comment on pending litigation. In a general statement, they claim to handle all situations with professionalism and assured the public that their officers are committed to customer service and the rule of law. Still, the lack of a direct response to Littrell's accusations, the more disturbing allegations of physical confrontations and deliberate inaction, has left many wondering whether there's more at play than a simple legal misunderstanding. A Florida flashpoint dispute taps into a broader and controversial debate in Florida: who has the right to use the beach? While state law protects public access to the area below the high tide line, recent legislation and local ordinances have muddied the waters. In 2018, a Florida law made it harder for municipalities to enforce customary use laws that previously allowed public access to some privately owned beach areas. However, updated legislation passed in 2025 now gives more regulatory power back to local authorities. Walton County has often been at the center of this debate, with several homeowners, Littrell now among them, arguing that public entitlement to their beach is leading to harassment and property violations. Littrell's case may serve as a landmark decision in determining how far local law enforcement must go in upholding those rights. The bigger picture, though, the lawsuit may seem like a celebrity trying to keep fans at bay. It raises a serious question about the limits of private property in shared spaces. For Littrell, it's not about keeping people off the sand, but about setting and respecting clear boundaries. "This isn't just about me," Littrell told reporters. "This is about every property owner who expects the law to protect them." As the court considers whether to compel the sheriff's office to act, Littrell's case is shining a spotlight on the thin line between public space and private peace, and what happens when the law refuses to stand in between.